The main skill of research, of course, is asking questions, but asking the right questions will make a huge difference. Now, the first thing I would say always is always ask open questions rather than closed questions, because open questions will elicit the greatest response and the more information from the person you're asking. So if you ask something like a really closed question, something like, does the problem cause you any problems at night? Are you not able to sleep at night because of the problem? That only really can have a yes or no answer. Whereas if you ask a question like, how does the problem impact on your life? You're likely to get a much bigger response and more information and more details about how that problem impacts on people. So yeah, always be more open. Don't be specific. Don't ask a question about that only elicits a yes or no response or a very simplistic answer. Always go for the wider question, and don't be afraid to use silence. This is something we learnt in the police when we were doing interviewing all the time. If you let a question hang in the air and just sit back and be quiet, nature abhors a vacuum and so do people. If that space is there hanging in the air, they will find a way to fill it. They will come up with something and they'll tell you things they maybe wouldn't have told you before. Now, obviously, we're not interrogating people here. We're not doing a police interview. We're just trying to get the maximum amount of detail from people about the problem so that we can properly understand it. But don't be afraid to ask that open question, such as, how does the problem impact on you? What impact does it have on your life? And don't be afraid to leave that silence hanging there until it's uncomfortable, because they will fill the gap. They'll start speaking. So that's the first thing I'd say about asking questions. Another thing is, don't be afraid to use things like the why technique. Even though I've talked about why being more to do with analysis, why is also a great interrogative tool. Kids know this instinctively. They will say to you, Dad, Mum, why is the sky blue? And you'll say, well, it's to do with the amount of water in the air and light going through it. Yeah, but why blue? And kids know they'll carry on going, why? But why? Until eventually you have to give them the right answer or say, I don't know. And I don't know is really powerful. Not many people like admitting that they don't know something. But if you keep on with that why, until they come to that point, they've either got to make something up, or they've got to know the right answer, or they've got to say, I don't know. And if you can get them to that I don't know stage, it means you've then got another avenue to explore. You've then got another area where you could start looking for answers. So those are the two really big things I'd like to say about asking questions.